Are you ready? Hey, welcome back to the podcast. Today's episode. It's time to be an all-star. You've been a star long enough. It's time to become an all-star. Become a better you with these 8 things you can do.
Just these guys, you know. We got Pastor Mike on the mic.
We got Dr. Parker in the house.
And Mike bringing the hammer with 8 things you can do to become the best you.
I'm bringing the hammer with, yes, 8 things. Here's what I love about what we're doing here. Every week when we come together, if we were to even take one thing that we say in this next 20 to 30 minutes, if you just take one, focus on it and improve on it, your life will be better.
Yep.
Kind of the whole idea, a better you.
A better you. And it just takes one thing, really one thing every day consistently.
Yep. And if we think for 1 second that we have arrived, we have become the best, I've become the best me I can become, we're done.
Oh, yeah.
It's over. And I've spent a whole lot of years not necessarily feeling like I've arrived, but being too dang lazy to pursue better. And so I'm getting rid of it. Getting rid of that old lazy bones approach to life.
I'm good enough.
Yeah, no. Just being complacent and okay with, I'm pretty easy to please. But that's just me.
Well, the idea has been bubbling up for a couple of weeks now, and it kind of crescendoed in your sermon on sermon series that you started, which is available by podcast somewhere, according to Terry.
Yep, you can get it out on Spotify, and you can get it at the gracepointchurch.tv website.
And the name of the podcast?
It is Grace Point Podcast. The Grace Point, all the messages are up there.
Okay.
So, yeah, we just started that a couple weeks ago.
The bad cover?
Bad covers.
This
is so I was officiating a funeral here about a month and a half ago. And the thought just kept overwhelming me that I was up and I was with a room full of people who were confronted with the reality of death, our mortality. That's when it hits us the most, is when we are at a funeral.
Mm-hmm.
And I just knew that I was in a room full of people who probably believed that there is a God, but didn't have any idea really who God is. And it was heartbreaking. More so than usual. I can't even tell you exactly why. And so I had this idea hit me. And I ended, so I wasn't planning on doing this. This literally came to me as we were watching the last picture video of this lady and all of her friends. This was like a 52-year-old, I think she was. And we were watching the picture video, and it just hit me. The idea that most of these people don't really know who God is, and that's a result of an experience that they've either had in a church in their past or an experience with a Christian.
Right.
Because, what's the saying? There are 2 reasons why people know God. Number 1 is they've met a Christian. And, well, no, number 1, they haven't met a Christian, and then number 2 is they've met a Christian. Reasons they don't know God. All right, cut that out. Let me try that again.
Try it one more time.
Let me try that again.
Hey, why do people not know Christ, Mike?
Well, they say there are 2 reasons why people don't know God. People don't know Jesus. And number 1 is because they've never met a Christian. And number 2 is they've met a Christian. And so the reality is oftentimes we are the ones causing them.
There's a drum snare over there.
Yeah. Now, causing them, we could get into the whole thing, who controls who and all this and that.
Well, we influence people mightily.
Yeah, absolutely. And so
it's like that. You're standing there in the grocery store and the lady's giving somebody hell, screaming and yelling, and she turns around and she's got a big Jesus cross plastered across her chest. And
it wasn't just a Jesus shirt. It was a sequined Jesus on her chest. And I just was like, oh,
As she chews somebody out.
Shut your yapper.
No, that's good. And
So the whole idea of the bad covers was I stood up there and I said, now, so think of it this way. Somebody shout out to me their favorite band. Just go ahead and shout. And then they started, shouting out different, like Tom Petty, and one of them said Eagles. And so I ended up using the Eagles one. And I said, okay, so let's just pretend that there was a cover band coming into town and they did nothing but Eagles covers. And you couldn't wait to go see this band perform all of your favorite band's tunes. And so you go to the concert and you sit there, and it didn't take too long, before long you realize this is the worst band I've ever heard. They don't even sound like the Eagles. They are torturing these songs. I want to rip my ears off my head. And you leave there and you are so upset that you say, I am never going to listen to the Eagles again. Well, that makes no sense whatsoever. But we have to realize as Christ followers that a lot of times that's the actual impact that we have on people.
Sure.
When it comes to their relationship with God, when we are bad covers.
Right. Yeah.
When we are not Christ-like at all. As a matter of fact, they are probably more Christ-like than us at times.
Yeah.
When we're bad covers.
Yeah.
When we're bad representatives, when we're bad witnesses, when we just don't take seriously who God is, and that in Christ, that's who we're representing. And so today, kind of on that idea, bad covers, it's time for us to become better covers. It's time for us to become better versions of ourselves. And so, number one, we can kick this off with this idea that and this is just in life in general, if you are to do these things and stay focused on who you are and whose you are, then your life will improve and you will become a better you. And the first one is this: focus on effort, not results. I am definitely someone who has focused way too much on results and lost myself in the process, where if I would have just stayed focused on the effort, this is the whole idea that you have taught me on the effort of every day. Just do it every day, the consistency. And that consistency over time will create results. The results will show themselves.
Yeah.
Yeah. They will be. If you put the effort in, the results will be there.
Yeah. Well, too many times it's, being a perfectionist, or, we expect to see certain results within a certain time frame. And when we're not getting the results we expect in the time frame we expect, then we're going to quit.
Yeah.
And you're saying just focus on the effort of making the improvement, lifting the weights, eating the salad, practicing for 15 minutes. If you keep focusing on your effort, then the results will come.
Mm-hmm. And ultimately what this is going to do is this is going to make all of us, let's say we really worked on these and we became a better version of ourselves. Ultimately what it's going to do is it's going to fill us with a much better attitude. And that in and of itself.
And that's the result we're looking for.
Yeah.
How do you get the better attitude? You focus on the daily efforts of reading, studying, listening to something.
Yep.
We'll
get to that one. That one bookends
I didn't want to
it.
jump ahead. But.
So number 2 is this: be strict with yourself, disciplined with yourself, honest with yourself. Even, who are actually... The wisest thing that we can do is judge ourselves.
Mm-hmm.
And be strict with yourself, but forgiving of others. Do you know how much this world would change if there was a much more forgiving spirit among us? It would make all the difference in the world. We would quit focusing on the other person so much and how bad they are,
right,
and take care of our own bad cover issues. Man, I'm telling you, it would change. And so a lot of times what happens is hypocrisy sits in. I talked about this last Sunday. Hypocrisy sits in, and the idea being that a hypocrite is someone who underjudges themselves but overjudges others. And let me tell you, there's a whole lot of overjudging going on.
We're holding other people to standards that we don't hold ourselves to.
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly. So number 1, focus on effort, not results. Number 2, be strict with yourself and forgiving of others. And number 3, this will bring life into your world. This will make your blood start to flow again when you do this. Seek out challenges. Stretch yourself. So I could have so easily, over the last 2 weeks, hired someone to hang 7 light fixtures in our house. And why is that? Because I hate to use the word hate, but I can't say it hateful enough. I hate electrical work. Now that's actually changed though. I hated electrical work. Now I'm okay with it because I did it. The last one was the ceiling fan.
Boom.
I saved the best for last, which is not the best advice. Always get the challenging stuff out early, but I saved it. And boy, let me tell you right now, I failed on many levels. This whole idea of being, using anger for good. I was a mad electrician.
What time did you start working on it?
Well, about 4:30.
4:30.
But here's how it went down. We didn't have the AC on in the house, and it was a tad bit muggy. The day was moist, my friends. And so I was hot because I had been out working on a house all day. I came in and I was hot and I was dirty and the house was muggy. And so I decided I was going to go ahead and get started. Well, as things often go, I realized that there was a certain part that I needed that it says right there on the box, sold separately. That was the extension.
The extension.
Yes. And so I had to figure out where I was going to get that. So I ended up going to Home Depot and all this and that. And so anyway, I started about 4:30.
Well, and the reason I ask is because I woke up to a 10:30 p.m. text this morning.
I just started to say I ended about 10:30.
and you had finally finished it. The ladder's there, the lights up, the fan's running.
6 hours.
Yeah.
That's a full day's work for some people.
So that's number 1. Focus on effort, not results. You just kept working.
Let me tell you right now.
Putting in the effort.
I was not taking my own advice. I was focused on getting to the finish line on this bad boy. And all I wanted it to do, because a lot of times if you're smart about this, just a little bit of electrician wisdom for you folks out there, don't put it all together before you check whether the electrical is actually put together right. But I had this thing all buttoned up, crammed in, plate, little deal up at the top, all screwed in before we even touched a switch. And it all worked. What a beautiful thing. So number 1.
Seek out challenges. And that's what you did. You challenged yourself to learn a new skill, to try out a new craft.
I wasn't going to pay. Do you know that they charge like anywhere from $75 to $125 to put one fixture? I got a new career coming up.
You just saved yourself $1,000.
Yeah. So focus on effort. Not results, number 1. Number 2, be strict with yourself and forgiving of others. Number 3, seek out challenges. Stretch yourself. Most of the time, growth occurs just on the other side of your comfort zone.
Mm-hmm.
And so seek out challenges. Number 4, that goes right along with this, is stay a student. The number 1 way, well, let's not call it number 1, let's call it number 4. The number 4 way to improve yourself and become a better cover version of Christ, to become a better you, is to continue to have a teachable spirit. Stay a student. You don't know it all. The worst thing that we can possibly do is to think that we know it all.
Yeah.
There's not one single person out there who will ever say, oh man, I love me a know-it-all. I just try to keep as many of them around so I don't have to know nothing. I just ask them. And we all know a know-it-all.
Oh, yeah.
And they're just not that enjoyable to be around. And so keep with the teachable spirit, stay a student. Number 5 is this: focus. on, I don't know if you've ever heard this before, Doc.
Mm.
Focus on what you can control. Now lay it on us. What do we control?
Boom. We control this second in time.
Right now.
And inside this second, we control what we are thinking,
Yep.
how we are thinking, what we are doing, and what our experience is, what we're feeling.
Mm-hmm.
We have total control over what we think, what we do, what we feel.
That's what we do control. What do we not control?
Everything.
Everything else.
Everything.
Everything else.
Past, future, what other people are thinking, what other people are doing, what other people are feeling. And that's where 95% of the world spends 95% of their time.
Boom.
Out in other people's brains, what other people are doing, what they're wearing, what they said, what they didn't say, how they said it, what they put on Facebook, what happened 6 years ago, 12 years ago, 20 years ago, and worrying about what might happen a year from now. That's where the world lives.
We spend our days wandering around being what we think are mind readers. Like we literally know what they're thinking.
A great guy, Chris, once he got that, he came in and sat in my office and said, I freaking hate you. I said, Why is that? And he goes, because I can't control what's going on with this, that, and the other. And so I just signed the papers. And now I have 5 hours every evening with nothing to do. Because his life had been so consumed with this contract and what other people were doing, not doing, how it was going to impact the future, what they had done, what they need to be doing, what's fair and what's not fair. And once he realized he can't control any of that, he just has a decision to make, sign it, not sign it. He signed it, submitted it, and what he had been spending 6 months every single night after work doing, from 5 p.m. till midnight, 1 a.m., poring over documents, researching past, performances, looking at what they're doing. What are they saying on Facebook about this, that, or the other? And once he realized I can't control none of that, I can sign it or I can not sign it.
Yep.
His entire evening freed up.
Yep.
And he had no idea. That's new. That's new.
And he was being sarcastic
Yeah.
about coming in and saying that he hates you. But the reality is he was saying, listen, I hate you because I now realize I could have had peace a long time ago.
Exactly.
I could have had less anxiety a long time ago. And it's taken me this long.
When you focus on what you control,
yep,
and you begin to recognize you control your emotional experience, then the logic starts to unfold. If I control me, if I control how I feel, if I control my emotional experience, then I'm the one creating it. And if I'm creating anxiety, then everything's my fault. And then the flip side, and this is the part where it pisses people off, is they're like, I've spent all this time creating this drama when I could be creating peace.
And the solution was literally within them.
Yeah.
Yeah. We're walking around with the solution. All right. So focus on what you can control. If you haven't done so yet, go out and get Dr. Parker's book, 12-2. You can get it out on Amazon.
How to transform your mind.
Yes, be renewed with the transforming of your mind. Number 6 is this. And this is a big one. And you just got to be brave enough. You got to be smart enough. You got to be, and this is not a cold thing to do. This is a wise thing to do. Cut toxic people out. Cut them out of your life. If you feel worse when they leave than when they showed up, it might be time to step away.
Can I flip this on you?
Flip it.
Flip it. Don't cut them out. Well, look,
cut them up.
We're talking about their influence on us. They're making us miserable. They're bringing us down. They can't control us. So we're trying to cut people out because they make us feel bad, but they don't control us. So we're responsible for our emotional well-being. So what I always tell people to do is invite them into your world.
Okay, I like that.
And this is what's going to happen. The toxic people, if you say, hey, you want to meet for breakfast on Saturday at 6 a.m.? No, I'll be hungover. I'm out drinking the night before. Hey, you want to come to church on Sunday and then afterwards go to lunch? No, I'm watching the football game. When you invite them into your world, hey, I'm going to the gym and starting to work out. You want to join me? I don't know if my back's bad. Instead of going into their world and being miserable yourself because you chose to go into their world, invite them into your world and see how long they want to hang around you. If they're truly toxic, they will remove themselves.
All right. So that's
one
perspective.
Get toxic people out.
And you've tried to teach me how to have boundaries. So if a boundary makes more sense, if you try that and it doesn't work,
just cut them out.
Shopping is still an option. So cut toxic people out of your life unless you love challenge. If you want to seek out the challenge, which was number 3 of continuing to deal with them and see if they don't remove themselves. So, okay, number 6 was cut toxic people out of your life. Number 7. Now here's one. This is a really easy and challenging one right here, because this is all about habits, and this is all about you changing your perspective on how you think about this before you actually do this. And it's wake up early.
Mm-hmm.
So many of us will literally say, I'm just not a morning person. Well, according to how the day works, if you're not a morning, there's always going to be a morning.
Yeah.
And you're missing out on some of the best hours of the day, which is the first fruits of every day. The sun is rising, and man, it's amazing when we get up early what we can get done before 9 a.m. We're more than the Army.
I'm going to say, do you remember the old Army commercial from 1980?
Oh, yeah.
We do more before 8 a.m. than most people do all day.
Yep.
In the military, I mean, routinely waking up at 4 and you're getting stuff done. And by the time 6, 7, 8 o'clock rolls around, you've accomplished more than you ever could imagine you could.
Yep.
And another thing about it, just give yourself margin.
Sure.
I don't know how many people I hear them, they wake up at 6:30, they go wake their kid up, they yell at their kid to get dressed. They got to eat their cereal because the bus is coming at 7:05. I'm like, well, why are you getting up at 6:30 if you have to have the kid dressed, ready to go by 7:05 and yourself dressed and ready to go? I mean, you're just creating the stress right there.
Yeah, you hop out of bed in a mad dash.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Get up at 5:30, get up at 6, have a cup of coffee, wake up, go get a shower, get yourself all ready to go. Then you can focus on waking your child up and making it a pleasant morning and walking out to the bus stop and standing there looking at the sunrise.
You are the pace car of your day.
Boom. I like that.
You can set the pace.
Yes.
So if you want to get up with 5 minutes to spare, you're setting the pace.
Phelps.
And just feel it all day long. Yeah. All day long. That's what it's going to feel like, because that's the pace that you set. And just like a marathon runner, you get to about mile 18, 19, 20, you're going to be out of juice.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why at the end of the day, you feel like crapola, because you have literally been on much too aggressive of a pace, however you want to put it.
Yeah.
So start out at a good, calm. I have several people that I know who will get up at 4 o'clock, 4:30 in the morning, very intentionally. And it's something that they've done for years, because they say, that's my time.
Mm-hmm.
I get up early because I want the peace that it brings me first thing in the morning.
Sure.
Because I get to no distractions, nothing going on around me. I get to enjoy my time with God, with myself, with God, and I get to set the pace.
Man, and if you ever go out at 4 a.m.,
just
walk out in the front yard or backyard, there's zero traffic noise, zero anything, and it's just peaceful.
No, I love the mornings. And then this one right here, you started to hit on it earlier, because it is truly about what you allow in, because I control me, you control you. And it's what you allow in, whatever you're feeding on. And this one right here is read every day. You want to be a better you? Read every day. Find something positive, find something informative, find something that'll give you wisdom, and read every day. Scriptures is a great place to start. There's all kinds of stuff, but pay attention. You're really good at the inspirational stuff, the inspirational videos and all this and that, because it just gives you that good, wholesome stuff to feed on really for the rest of the day. You're usually sending these out to me early in the morning.
Well, and there's I like the videos because there's zero effort involved, and it's like a subliminal messaging that the words are going in there, whether you're paying attention or not. And it tends to set the tone for the day. But there's also when you get a piece of paper and you read it, what you can do that you can't do in the video or the audio is you can stop, rethink the sentence, meditate on a word, flip back a couple of pages to what he had said earlier that's lining up with what's being written now. You get a chance to really kind of soak it in and process it. And so reading every day is a great addition, even if it's just a short, what do they call it? Daily devotional. Yeah. If it's just a short motivational quote or something, get you one of them bathroom readers. Yeah. Set it in there and just read one, meditate on it, think about it, let it soak into your skin. That's a great idea.
So I don't want to paint, we'll wrap up with this, which this might not be a great way to wrap up.
Don't want to, and it's not going to be.
No. I mean, I want to help everybody to understand that a lot of this stuff we're coming at you from, my perspective is I want to do better. From Doc's perspective is he's a great example of this whole idea of consistency and being a better version of himself. Well, literally every day.
To number one, I don't focus on results because I know I suck.
Well,
I just
good for you.
Put in the effort. That's it.
Yeah, that's good for you then. But I'm going to tell you right now, you're getting results. As an example, I come in, the front door's open. Tuesday mornings, the studio here is in Doc's basement. I come down the stairs, and I can hear as soon as I step in the door, there's a guitar playing. And every week, he's down here playing the guitar. I don't know, what time do you start playing the guitar on Tuesday mornings?
Probably about 7:15.
Yeah, so you're getting in 15, 20 minutes of guitar playing. Yeah. But it's that consistency, and I'm telling you, do you play every day?
No. Well, every morning.
Okay.
Get 15 minutes, and then in the evening I'll finger.
Okay. So you have improved so much over the last year. Here's how much. I used to come in and I used to think to myself, what song is he trying to play? Where now I'll be singing the song before I'm even all the way down the stairs. Like this morning, it was Ozzy Osbourne. Mama, I'm Coming Home. And it sounded like it was on the radio.
Oh, wow.
And so, great job. It's the consistency and, again, a desire to move forward, a desire to grow and to be a better you. And, even little things like that, when we work consistently on something, and I guarantee you it makes you feel good.
Oh, I enjoy it. I enjoy the process. I enjoy the work.
Yeah.
And that's why I said I don't focus on the results, because every Sunday I go in and see Roger. Nailing it like Eddie Van Halen.
We would just do this with all of our guitars.
Right.
If we focused on, we had to be as good as him.
Yeah. And that's, I just, consistency of doing what I enjoy.
Yeah.
Striving, yea, though I've not achieved all that I am after, I continue to strive forward for the goal that he has set forth.
Yep. So you want to improve your world.
This
is exactly what happened.
Pretty interesting.
When I
What the heck? Now you can get that ringtone on, but you can't get ours.
There's a story that goes with that. I'll have to decide if I'm going to share that one day. So anyway, if you want more joy in your life, if you want more peace in your life, if you want to feel and know that you are improving in this world, trying to get the most, they say that it's not about the number of years that you get in this life, but the amount of life you get in the years. Mm-hmm. And so this is what this is all about. And so go be a better you.
Boom.
Be an all-star, baby.
Be an all-star.
And have an awesome week.
Hey, now.
Thank
you're
you,
an
Doc.
all-star. Thank you guys for tuning in today on Just These Guys, you know.
We got Dr. Parker.
And we got Pastor Mike in the house.
Have an awesome week.
We'll see you.